It's been over a year since the disappearance of the young Joshlin Smith under the care of her own stepdad in Middle Post, Saldanha Bay here in the Western Cape. I covered this case heavily at the beginning of this whole thing, to the point that it was messing with myself. I felt like this case was too personal for me. It messed up with my mental health at some point, because the way I took it, I felt like I was walking the shoes of Joshlin Smith, even though I did not understand and did not even know how she feels where she is, how she felt when she was taken away. Was she scared? Was she crying? Was she calling out her mother's name? All sorts of things came through into my mind, to the point that I said, I'm just going to leave this case for now and watch it unfold. And I was hoping to see something different. I was hoping that the convicts who were convicted regarding the disappearance of Joshlin Smith would say something tangible. Till today, Joshlin Smith was never found. We don't know if she is still alive where she is. We don't know if she's no more. And today, it was another court sitting, which is a sentencing process. And if I can tell you how difficult that court proceeding was. The video is still up there. And if you'd like to go and watch, if you did not watch the proceedings, I will warn you that this was one of the most difficult court proceedings that I've ever watched in my entire life. And you could literally see everybody in the court. They were really taken aback, very emotional. And thank you to Daily Maverick. I'm going to be sharing an article with you. And this article is filled with everything that was going on in court and the letters that were wrote by the family and the loved ones of Joshlin Smith. Dumela Khazi, welcome back to the Cafe Libitso la ka ke K. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. Please do comment down below with your own thoughts regarding this whole thing. And also, please forgive me if I sound a bit different on this video. My voice might crack a bit, but I'm going to try to go on without getting too emotional about this whole case. Let's get into it. A broken grandmother, a family friend who wanted to intervene, a teacher at a loss for words. On Wednesday, the Western Cape Division of the High Court heard the impact that Joshlin Smith's disappearance had on family members and the community. Victim impact statements describing the pain of those affected by Joshlin Smith's disappearance triggered a torrent of emotions in the courtroom on Wednesday, 28 May 2025. Court interpreter Pauline Mokoena struggled through tears to translate the Afrikaans report into English. Joshlin Smith's father, Jose MK, slumped and had to be carried out of the court. The impact statements were read in the Western Cape Division of the High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay. During the sentencing proceedings of Raquel Smith, Joaquin Opolis, and Steveno van Rooyen, the trio have been convicted on charges of kidnapping and human trafficking regarding Joshlin Smith's February 2024 disappearance. Donette Bedney, a court preparation officer from the National Prosecution Authority, read the victims' impact statements of Raquel Smith's mother and Joshlin's grandmother, Amanda Smith Daniels, at Namat. Joshlin Smith's school teacher Cecilia Oliver, one of the mothers who was part of the search team, and Natasha Andrews, a family friend who wanted to adopt Joshlin Smith before she went missing. Many of those attending cried as the statement were read. Smith cried the loudest, her body shaking as she lay with her head on the table. The impact statements, which appeared to open the wounds of Joshlin Smith's disappearance, were the final part of the statement's evidence in aggravation of sentencing. The state aimed to convince the court that there was no substantial and compelling evidence to deviate from the minimum sentence of life imprisonment. The pain and lasting impact on the community is one of the key elements that Judge Nathan Erasmus will take into consideration when meting out sentencing on Thursday, 29 May. Tore us apart. Amanda Smith Daniels started her statement by addressing her daughter. Kelly, you've come to make our lives on earth hell. You came to break us and tore us apart. Do you know what it is to lie awake every night and what it feels like? My heart is ripped out of my body because I pray for Joshlin Smith. Smith Daniels went on to say that her pillow was soaked with tears because of Kelly's actions. On Mother's Day, I cried my eyes out when my grandchildren came to surprise me with breakfast in bed. Didn't you wish you could have your 3 children with you? She asked Kelly. You don't want to take responsibility for your actions. Now you want to play the victim. You looked me in the face and said, Mommy, I will talk to you the next time. I believed you because you said your lawyer said he would speak. But now you will speak after I pleaded with you. But again, lies. On Andrews, who wanted to adopt Joshlin Smith, she said, I wanted you to know Joshlin Smith would have got all the love and attention from Andrew's family. They would have been the best parents to her. Now they are also left with a great hurt, all by you. Broken family, broken hearts. Andrew's report began. How does one explain and write about a broken family with broken hearts? Where does it start? We miss you so much. She is troubled by wondering if Joshlin Smith is being taken care of, or if she is calling out their name. Her disappearance, according to Andrews, left an indescribable void. Their chats, how Joshlin Smith would run around the house, the soft hugs, combing her hair and teaching her to write and count were gone, but memories lingered on. We miss you asking all day for a little water, your little fine voice. How does one end this impact statement with your heart outside your chest? Hurt, tears that lie shallow and uncertain each day. We just want to hug you again, hear your voice, and have you in our midst. Joshlin, you are our flower, our baby, and our green-eyed child, she stated. Miss, when is Joshlin coming? Matt was Joshlin's teacher at Danceville Primary in Saldanha Bay. She hoped that maybe someone was just playing a prank on Joshlin's mother when she went missing on the 19th of February 2024. The next day, she realized it was not a prank. Realizing the gravity of the situation, she calmed Joshlin's classmates every day because she's the same question kept being asked. Miss, when is Joshlin coming? Every day I also observed confusion, fear, also hope on their children's faces. As an educator, mother and grandmother, I sometimes had to dig deep within my humanity to scratch around about how to accommodate everyone entrusted to me, because I learned hard to take place in these unknown and unforeseen traumatic circumstances. What I also realized at that time was that this event could have a lifelong traumatic impact not only on me, but on every learner, and yet they need to be protected at all times, her statement read. According to Matt, most learners were in tears every day and their parents became very protective. Never would I want any of my colleagues to be affected by such trauma. Daily, I thank our Heavenly Father that I still stand strong for every learner, for Joshlin. The images of my learners' faces, the confusion, anxiety, and also hope, I will never be able to erase from my memory. I would like to know, how do you answer a child who is looking for answers that you are also looking for yourself? Matt asked. Giving up wasn't an option. Cecilia Oliver was part of the search team that looked for Joshlin Smith after she went missing. Oliver stated that every morning she got up early, left her home, and searched with the team through wind, rain, and dust until sunset. There was a time when I lost hope, but then always someone came who encouraged and motivated me and the team. I was physically and emotionally tired, but giving up wasn't an option. During that time, I went through a mourning process myself when my daughter passed away. I sat in my house between my four walls, but the search for Joshlin gave me hope. And that is why the search for Joshlin Smith was so important, her statement read. She went on explaining that she endured sleepless nights. Joshlin Smith was like my own child. She came to my house and sat down and ate. Every day, all that I see is her face with the most beautiful eyes. Every day, I leave my Bible open on Psalm 91. He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. The translation of the Afrikaans victim impact statement into English also took a toll on court interpreter Mokoena, who was sobbing while translating. Judge Erasmus asked her if he could adjourn, but Mokoena, despite her sobbing, finished the translation. Sentencing will be handed down on Thursday, 29 May. This was the most difficult article that I had to read for you guys. It played the actual court proceedings that I was watching today. And you will forgive me for messing up some of the things on it, because I was trying not to get too emotional when it comes to this. There's a lot of emotions in South Africa. we are dealing with a lot of things that are happening around. We're also dealing with the things that have been happening, and this country is still not getting it right. The worst part that is happening in this country is that women and children are not safe. And some women, like Kelly Smith, who is Joshlin Smith's mother, who has part and parcel of what happened to Joshlin Smith. She is part of what happened to her. She is one of those rotten potatoes that we have in South Africa. And whatever she did doesn't explain the magnitude of the things that we see happening in the country that involves children and women. It is time to look after our own children, to look after your neighbor's children, to report each and every single suspicious actions that are happening around you. We should stop being self-centered. It's no longer the time to be self-centered. The crime in this country is just breaking us apart. It's breaking each and every single person apart. If you are sitting in your high walls, electric fencing, butler bars, and all of those things, and you think that it might not come to you, it will certainly come to you one day. So next time you go and vote, think about such things that have been happening for over 30 years. Think about those things. Listen carefully and make sure that you make the right choice. We are beyond tired with the crime in this country, and we can't move on to the next level while we're still getting dragged by this crime. There's a lot of things that I can talk about, but today Joshlin Smith is still missing. We don't know if she's still alive or she's no more. You never know who's watching this video, but if you have anything to do with the disappearance of Joshlin Smith, you need to do the right thing. That's the only thing that I will say. Thank you so much for watching till this far. I'll see you on my next upload. Have a fantastic one. Peace out.